all you messy mamas, and welcome back to my channel. This is like the 10th time I have been filming this, and the reason it might look a little different is because I am filming this on my camera. So I hope that this time I moved my camera around and you won't hear a little bit of an echo, because I filmed this like 4 other times and every time I played it back it sounded like I was talking into a tunnel. Earlier this week I was filming myself doing a DIY, and it was super cold and super windy, and I was outside, and the wind just decided to take my tripod and my camera for a nice little ride, breaking my lens. So as of right now, I'm going to be kind of using my cell phone camera to get me through the next couple days. I ordered a lens on Amazon, of course, and so that should be in the next couple days. For all of my weekly Messy Mamas, I'm sure you noticed I missed my Friday update, and the reason I missed it is because every week I keep telling you how busy I am, and I just keep getting like busier and busier and busier, and it has been so crazy. Like with the time change, like days are getting shorter and shorter, and my things I need to get done just keep getting longer and longer. We had our Friendsgiving over the weekend. We had parent-teacher conferences. The kids are now on Thanksgiving break. I have clients who are like, I need to get in before Thanksgiving, and I'm just swamped at work and kind of taking a little bit of longer shifts there. My blog got nominated for an award, so I will be blogging a little bit about that and sharing that with you guys very shortly. I have been kind of filming a lot, but actually editing has been taking a lot of time, just because with Thanksgiving like fast approaching, it has been just wildly busy around here. So I do have so much that I've been filming that I'm really excited to get to you. I created a Christmas set of printables to kind of help organize your Christmas lists and your shopping and all that kind of stuff that I'm going to give you for free on my blog. So I will be sure to link that down below. I have to blog about my award. I have to vlog about my award. I interviewed one of our local moms. And so today we're going to be meeting Miranda. She is a messy mama of multiples, and she has 2 little girls, so that's really exciting. Let's see what else. I did a DIY that I filmed, and I was going to do it like step by step. I'm going to talk you through it, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be like I'm going to play it in fast forward with some music and maybe like put up some words on my step by step, and then I will blog the actual like directions for you, because there may or may not have been some swear words being thrown left and right. So it is a fairly easy project. I just kind of needed to get my bearings a little bit. So I am going to try to keep this very short and simple. Hopefully you like this video. Today we're going to be meeting Miranda, and I'm really excited to just continue to interview local moms. If there's any questions you guys have that you would like me to include in my interviews with all the moms that I'm meeting, go ahead and comment that down below. And Miranda is also a blogging mom, so if you are one of my messy mamas that has multiples or twins, go ahead and check out Miranda's blog. I'm going to leave her information down below, and then that's a great way that you guys can just get connected, and if you have any questions for her that I might not know the answer to, you'll be able to just go directly to the source, and I know she would love to meet all you messy mamas and help you out in any way that she can. So without further ado, let's meet Miranda. So we're going to just start off, and I'll have you first just tell me a little bit about yourself, so like, you know, your name and how long you've been married and that kind of stuff. Okay.
I'm Miranda, and been married for just over 2 years. We have 2 girls, Ainsley and Emerson. They will be 16 months on the 26th of this month.
Oh.
And they're a lot of fun. They're twins, so they're doing everything at the same exact time, and it can drive me crazy.
Going in opposite directions, I'm sure.
Sometimes. A lot of the times they just kind of follow each other, which is not
nice.
too bad.
So you'll take it as long as
yeah, for now at least. But
so how old were you during your pregnancy?
oh my goodness, I tried to figure this out the other day.
27,
28. I was 28, and then I was 27 when I got pregnant.
Okay.
Yes.
And what was your reaction to finding out you were pregnant? Did you try for a really long time? Or?
No, actually, they're honeymoon babies.
Oh, nice.
And everyone just kind of assumed that kids were going to happen right away. But obviously, you hear like all the stories out there of, well, it took me 6 months. Oh, it took me 2 years. Oh, you know. So you just don't ever know. And we did not try.
Yeah.
Like, we were just kind of like, if it happens, it happens. And it sure as hell did real quickly. So it was the week of Thanksgiving, actually. So 2 years ago next week that I was like, I should be getting something, and I'm not. Christmas Eve, I had my ultrasound. She didn't even have the wand on my stomach for more than like 10 seconds. And she took it off, and she's like looking at Jason and I, and she's like, so do you guys want to do the fun? And we're like, sure. Thinking this whole thing is supposed to be fun. She's like, okay, 1, 2. I was like, what? A couple days prior to that, Jason was out with some buddies, and he's like, so how funny would it be if it was twins? Like, to his buddies saying this, and they're like, no way, it doesn't run in your family. And I'm like, oh, that would be kind of hilarious if it did, this and that, whatever. Well, he came home and he told me that, and then at the ultrasound, after we found out it was twins, I turned over and I was like, you jinxed us! But obviously I wouldn't change it for the world now. But
that's so funny. So do twins run in any of your family?
No.
Are they identical twins or fraternal?
They're identical.
Wow.
But I was told my entire pregnancy that they were fraternal. They each had their own sac and placenta. And what it's considered is spontaneous twins. So the eggs split at like day 6 or something like that. So it doesn't, I mean, it happens more often.
My cousin, that's actually what happened to my cousin. So it doesn't run in either side of the family. And she had spontaneous identical twins. Yeah.
So I literally dreamed for weeks that it was a boy and a girl. So at the ultrasound, it was on St. Patrick's Day. She did baby A, and she was like, oh, you're princess number 1. And then it was like 30 minutes later, because it's at the 20 weeks, so they do the full body scan, the brain, whatever. So it was like 30 minutes later, and my husband's sitting there like, all right, lady, come on. Like, let's just get going. Yeah. Like, tell me what the sex is of this baby. And she gets to baby B, and she's like, and baby B is princess number 2. And he went from, and I turned over and looked at him, and I was like, I'll give you a boy one day. And he's like, I don't know if I want to gamble that dice. And I'm like, okay. Like, if that's still, we'll talk about this later. But
so you did find out.
We did.
Okay.
Yes. He didn't want to. If it was one baby, I was okay not finding out. But with twins, I was kind of like,
I
should find out.
I felt that pressure, and especially I think as like a first-time mom, you feel the pressure to find out because you want to be prepared. Did you have any complications during your pregnancy or delivery?
I didn't.
Did you have a C-section?
I did.
Okay.
Baby B, Emerson, was breech.
Okay.
So ideally what my whole goal was to have an unmedicated birth. Like that was what I really, really, really wanted. If I could have had a water birth, I would have done that.
Oh yeah.
But with twins, obviously there's more risks and stuff. So I had no complications throughout the entire pregnancy. Like, I have a really bad back. I have herniated disc in my lower back, and I went to the chiropractor throughout my entire pregnancy. Never had any issues, no back pain, nothing.
Wow.
I carried to 38 weeks. And she had said, and I had no signs of labor, nothing. So I had even asked her, I said, well, can I go a lot longer? And she was like, you risk the fluid lessening because there's not as much space, and then the placenta might stop working. She's like, so I prefer to just stick it in, to like keep it at 38 weeks. And I was like, okay, fine. So a lot of the nurses were like, oh, well, when we have scheduled C-sections, you know, a good portion of them go into labor before the C-section. And this was on a Tuesday morning, so I was like, all weekend, I'm like, let's just do this. But then in the back of my mind, I had this fear of, well, if I go into labor, and even if I delivered baby A normally, because she was head down, there was still that chance that B may not flip. Yeah. And like I said, I'm obviously thankful that I did, because it just made it easier in the long run. And I know there's women out there that are like, oh, you took the easy way out by doing a C-section, and it's like,
And
okay,
it's crazy
it's like
that that's
my
something.
safety and the baby's safety and the health of us is more important than anything in life. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not taking the easy way out. Like, this is what my doctor was comfortable with. So why am I going to go against her will and do something different that she's not comfortable with? And it is what it is.
It's crazy. I was fortunate enough to not have that experience. When I was pregnant with my first, I really didn't want to have a C-section, but for me it was more of like the fear. Like I was afraid that like that's a huge surgery, that's a huge recovery.
Oh yeah.
And I was very young, so I was terrified of having a C-section. And in hindsight, I think it was like the best thing for me. I did have a VBAC with my son, a successful VBAC, which was crazy because I had a lot of doctors say like it would never happen because she was 7 pounds, and they were like, if you couldn't get a 7-pound baby out, you're not getting anything. So I actually had a VBAC. My son was 9 pounds.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Wow.
So I had an all natural VBAC, and he was 9 pounds. And it was crazy. It was a cool experience. But I was fortunate enough not to have had someone be like, "Oh, you took the easy way out with your first," because it was an emergency C-section. So I think when people hear that, they think like, "Okay, it's a little different."
I've never personally had anyone tell me that, but I do know that there's plenty of women out there that will.
You
say
do
that,
see it on social media all the time, and I'm really glad like I didn't experience that. But it's crazy how that has impacted people's decisions, is because what other people will say to them on social media. Did the girls have any complications?
You do. No, they didn't. Not like
Healthy weights.
Yeah, 6'12" and 6'8".
Cool.
I can't remember inches. 21 inches.
Awesome.
Yeah, both good. Ainsley did end up with a little bit of jaundice, but they didn't really question it until she was almost a month old. And but she was also the one with the thyroid.
Okay.
That we found out about, which I had no clue that this.
How old was she when you found out?
So at her first pediatrician appointment, so she was 6 days old.
Okay.
The pediatrician had the state contacted us, and we said no, like not knowing anything about it, like thinking, oh, we're first time parents, are they supposed to contact us? And she was like, well, her newborn screening came back and her thyroid levels are a little elevated. And we were kind of like, okay, she's like, but sometimes this happens, and like whatever people just kind of brush it aside and they don't like do anything about it. And we were kind of like, okay, she's like, so go get her levels checked one more time, just to double check, make sure.
Yeah.
So we did. We took her to Sherman, we had her blood drawn, and that was on a Monday, and then we got the results Wednesday. So now she's 8 days old. Fine.
What are some challenges you faced so far as being a mom?
I don't know. Well, yeah, I guess they're challenges. Accepting help.
Okay.
That was a challenge for a while. I never was able to. At the beginning, I was very much like, I gotta do it myself.
Yeah.
But after a while, I really was the only one that could do it because I was nursing. So it's hard to.
Here, Bubba, you can come sit on my side.
Delegate duties.
I know you want to be with the girls. They'll give them a minute and they'll come play with you. They just want to adjust to just waking up.
It was hard to delegate duties when you're a nursing mom, and obviously they just want you.
Yeah.
You want to get down? Bye.
I'm like, well, she can walk. It's okay. You're so sweet. All right. What are some of your favorite Messy Momma moments?
When every single toy is dumped on the floor and I just don't care. Right?
How do you handle your Messy Momma moments?
You just have to embrace them. Like, it's gonna happen. They're only little ones. Your house can't be perfect all the time. You can't always look perfect all the time. You're giving me right now. I don't really care. And it is what it is. I mean, it's life.
We don't have a lot of Pinterest meals in my house.
No,
I like
Tasty Foods,
Yeah.
actually. Download the app Tasty Foods. And
I see those videos all the time.
the recipes are so easy and they're good. Like, that's what I've been turning to lately. And
well, that's awesome. I didn't even know they had an app.
Yeah, I didn't know either until...
See, that could be it. We're sharing that with our moms.
I clicked on the website one time, and at the top, like, in the web browser, it popped up and said, download the app, and it, like, went to take me to the app store, and I was like, there's an app for this?
Oh, that's
like,
awesome.
That's so cool.
I share that all the time.
And I guess they have a Tasty Foods, like, Junior.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Do you think social media has had a large role in how you parent or how you handle messy mama moments?
Nope.
That's awesome. Oh, you don't have to carry her. Oh.
Some people might disagree, but no.
Do you think it's maybe because you had your kids a little bit later on in life that you kind of reached that point where you were like good with who you were as a person before having them?
And I don't necessarily feel like I have like those standards to meet, or expectations to meet. Like, I will say to the twin community that I am a part of, a lot of them dress their children really, really well. And I have caught on to that. But also with the twin community, I'm very fortunate to be able to resell my clothes.
Yeah.
So with being able to resell them, I have a PayPal balance almost all the time. So that's just what I use to turn around and repurchase new clothes for them.
And my last question we'll end with, what is something like a philosophy you believe like is good advice or something you want to share with new moms or even moms who may be struggling with messy mama moments?
This too shall pass for sure, because nothing ever stays the same.
Yeah.
Nothing ever. They may get into one set routine and be stuck that way for like 3 weeks, and just when you're like, oh, I got the swing of things and it's going great, guess what? It's going to change in the blink of an eye. Yeah, the biggest thing is just life. Life is still your life. You can still do what you want to do. Your kids don't necessarily always change your life. And I think that's one big thing that moms don't necessarily remember. Like, they automatically are like, oh, we have a kid now, it's all about the kid. And it's like, no, we're not going downstairs. And it's like, no, you're the one that makes it about the kid. If you still want to be able to go out, or if you want to travel still, and if you want to go do your everyday life things, like, you have your child adapt to that, but yet you still are adapting your life to your child.
Yeah.
So instead of being able to quickly get out of the house in 10 minutes, it might take more like 30 minutes. Yeah. So you just adjust to that. And there's your baby. Mm-hmm. Instead of taking one suitcase when you travel, you might have to take 2 now. And it's just those little things that you learn and figure out on your own. I mean, crap, we traveled to Hawaii with 10-month-old babies. Like, that's awesome. It's still okay. Like, I mean, mind you, I had my mom and my brother and his girlfriend with, so we had all these extra hands. But at the same time, like,
you still took the trip.
Yes. Oh, do you want your water?
I too did it for her.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with me. This was so fun. I'm super excited to just like meet all sorts of moms and just
check it all out.
Yeah, check out the different lifestyle.
For sure.